based on the fact that they don't have complete information. In fact, they have a lot less. I'd say they have less than half information. Any team on any side, because you have what you see. When you're on LAN, you can look at your other person's screen, but when you're at home, you can't necessarily do that, so you have even less information. You rely a lot more on communication. There we go. Nice to see a CZ in the drop once again on Shocks this time. Well, this time it's on Shocks, full stop. But again, he's not raid bossed, but it doesn't matter. Apex will be the other choke point where you might see a lot of players with the dual breath. It's only good for the one kill. Seen the bomb though, that can cause a rotation. Fnatic though, they're losing players upstairs as well. And it seems JW will abort mission.
Ooh, Body gets the catch there onto JW, but somehow unable to get the kill. It's a bit sad for him, but the rotation is going to be anticipated by G2. They're actually going to split up there to cover both eventualities if Fnatic are to go A or B. And I think that can work out really well, because especially on both sides really, it's so hard to clear as every spot as the T's that you may very well miss a spot. So we'll see MBK playing towards the wooden fence at the moment on A. And Fnatic are waiting for a potential flank all the way through B, which would be have been a smart play for G2, one of the potential options that they had.
MBK will probably take contact really soon, so they might have a chance here to get the kill. That's the whole round. Oh my gosh, I thought he actually hit it.
And Crims, he just gets the instant headshot as MBK does the jump peek. Although, fortunately for G2, there is no time for Fnatic. Really nice play there from MBK.
I wonder if it was the best option to... JW took a little bit of time to go long, but he did see MBK. If MBK was at stable and they came up the lower ramp, then maybe MBK just shoots them when they're planning. But if they both went long, maybe they trade MBK and get the bomb down. Maybe, just maybe.
4 Spy, 4 Fnatic. Jumpy will be the grenade man. No Kevlar for him. 4 Deagles on Fnatic. Not much in the name of grenades, but they have enough flashbangs, depending on their intentions. Lecro lurking outside long A. Crim's off to a good start.
Yeah, it's a really good start. Ooh, the flick shot there. The Connect goes for another one. Just keeps going for the spam there. I kind of like that attempt by Crims. I think that was actually kind of smart. Anyway, it's Golden now. We've seen great Deagle work from him, and it continues. Gets the pick up there, and he's suffering 2 points of health damage. More damage done onto the defenders of G2 as MBK is down to 29. These Deagles definitely taking their toll on the defense. More damage done. Golden gets himself the finishing shot onto Body. And a 2v2 as Fnatic now make their way to A. But we saw this last round. Apex can't get the forward position as MBK had. Got to be very cautious as to how he picks these fights against the Deagles. Already down to 34, one more bullet and he's dead from these Deagles. The run and the gun is successful against Jumpy, but Lecro finds him. And now Lecro just has to find 1 bullet onto MBK. Where will he appear is the big question. But at the very least, Lecro can secure the bomb plant for his team, which will give him a lot of confidence. Now he takes the engagement. Head is spotted. Beautiful there from MBK, playing the headshot by the APC, but it's not enough against Lecro.
Lecro is so patient with that 3rd shot. He waited for the cooldown, just sat there. It's like, this is fine. Maybe I'll die, but my best opportunity is to wait for the cooldown. Line it up. Fights at the headshot angle as well. And it makes it work, and that's got to be frustrating for the French. That has to be frustrating. A really bad start for them after losing a map. They surely thought there was no way they could lose, but they found a way.
Whoa. I would have liked to have seen that one. That's what the hell is that? It's a scout, I guess. MBK taking Golden's toes off.
My mate lost his toes actually. He was a builder on a lift and on a building site, and the lift went up, and he was for some reason standing on the edge and cut the front of his toes off. Anyway, Fnatic moving into the B bomb site, getting cut down one by one. G2. There is a player by the tree. That's Kenny doing some good damage check. Where's the communication? Doesn't seem like it's in the right place for Fnatic in this round. And JW still has opportunity. Oh, he's running out of bullets. If he wasn't low, maybe finds a few more, but either way, G2 will fall straight back.
I had a sneaking suspicion that that may happen because after losing a single man, Fnatic, they really got stuck on the B plateau, and it seemed like they didn't have the sort of the development to that play that goes beyond just fighting on plateau, and that sort of, if that takes too long, the entire CT team arrives towards the statue, you rarely win that round.
It does feel like if you lose that opening kill, you have about 2 seconds to find another or find a trade back. Otherwise, the CT start getting in too good of positions, and you almost always will see like a CZ get a kill or another player to be able to jump up and trade or something awful.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's easy to underestimate how incredibly favorable it can be if you're just playing aim battles and the CTs have good the defensible positions. Like it's actually a very, because oftentimes you have utility to use to make those CT positions worse, but in that situation when it's so delayed and everyone's run out utility, then suddenly the CTs have this insane advantage, and even though they have, as you say, like CZs and Deagles, they still should be winning a lot of those fights. So
Ooh, Golden continues to be consistent with these pistols. Kenny, the numbers game isn't with him, but he will deliver the kills and neuter this round.
ooh, this could be a knife frag actually. Maybe not, but is that an AK? No, it's an M4. That'll do. He's got the Kevlar as well, so he could do more damage. And that would be really, really critical, I think, to get some more damage in here if he can. That's really annoying. That sort of gives his position away, unfortunately.
Yeah, he got peppered down so much he can't even go for it. Another great thing about Fnatic is like, you see one person alive and you think, this guy still has so much finesse in the clutch that there's an option here. There's an opportunity, at least not maybe to win the round, but to get a couple of kills at the very minimum.
Kenny did a great job from this position, using the wall, dancing around, taking 1v1s in a 3v1 situation, or 1v3 rather. Nice. Well, this is not a round where Fnatic can be spending the cash. Fortunately for JW, he had about 1,000 more than his teammates, so he will still be on a par with them, or close enough. Golden with a long-range grenade, which might be going towards the B bomb site, but G2 are already far pushed through B, and there's a flank coming from Shox really quickly indeed. You can see him there on the X-ray. That is well, it's a shot from MBK behind Apex. Maybe saving his bacon. Golden again with the Deagle. So many Deagle plays these days. Really good stuff. Anyway, Fnatic back on the buy. JW's money actually kind of sucks, and he's going to go back to Old Faithful. This is where we look at JW.
Does this mean that he's going to go drop right away?
Yep.
JW.
He used to do this every single game. Every single game. Get the awesome money bonus, then pick up the rifle.
Oh, tentacle hype.
And you're loving life.
Let's get them tentacles going, get the tentacles flowing.
I do think that this is... I did miss this a lot because I think it's actually very good. I don't know if it was a change in JW's play based on how Fnatic like to approach things, or if he feels like it's no longer as good as it was.
If people aren't in the drop itself, well, I mean, then he can get in there and it's even stronger. So actually, it is pretty awesome. From MBK's position where he was peeking, if he got shot in the head from JW's range, it might even do 15 damage because the spread is so wide and how shotguns work in this game. So he does need to get down there. He needs to get in there. And they've already lost a man, so if they invest one into the drop, then may prove problematic for them. Crims has been lost somewhere, so maybe there's a gun for JW if he can reach that weapon. 30 seconds left. That's not a lot of time for Fnatic. You look to creep behind a smoke on the plateau.
Spent the entirety of the round basically doing nothing at long B. Shox did 150 damage early on, pushes through with the MP9, and cleans up the last kill that he got.
Yeah, they look pretty like a really good start from Shox, but all of a sudden they're on the bomb site, and there could be problems had. JW needs to find this frag here. It's a close range engagement. He sort of has to just take it, and he won't be successful. Jump, he left in the clutch, and he goes down with the AK, and that is another round for G2 in the bag. And G2, yeah, looking pretty comfortable. They're commonly able to get the first frag, which is quite a big deal for the CTs. It really allows you to have a lot more confidence.
I wonder why JW was so timid at drop. Like, he took so long to go down, didn't actually do it. They could have split B with it. He could have held the window, hung out at E-box or something like that, but instead went out. Well, he went out so late.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was really shocked to see that, because we used to see a level of sort of just almost arrogance from him, just where he would just every single round he would be there with a sawn off, and even if his opponents knew about it, even if they tried to contest it, they wouldn't be able to stop it, and he would just go in there. So yeah, I agree. It was surprising not to see him start working that position sooner. And it's back to the pistols for Fnatic, and they have been able to in these rounds get frags, but they haven't been able to win them against G2 so far.
Oh, NBK's trapped. He's chose bad timing, unfortunately for him, and he's given a weapon away. Apex has the shadow advantage here. He can free fire, but Golden still gets the kill because Golden.
Oh wow!
Oh my God, what is going on?
All goes back to that that timing for MBK, just trying to jump through the window precisely when the T's were dropping in. That's really, really unlucky, and really well played from Golden to. I mean, it's Golden's frag really against Apex, which really unlocks the ability for then JW to kill everyone. So it's a great effort there between the two.
It is cool that that position, and typically when you're stuck in a wall and you don't have a lot of the angle to work with, you're only expected to get one kill. But because you can see the shadow, it makes it unique, and you have a good opportunity to get every single kill if the spacing isn't perfect. But yeah, Golden still makes sure that it's only a 1-for-1.
Golden somehow baited some of the spray like back into the corner of the wall as well, and then he sort of got his next shot sort of just past the wall and somehow connected to the head. So I would have loved to have seen that in more detail. I think there was some finesse to that, some eloquence.
That is a low light though of the angle, yeah. That you can bully somebody in the spot. Just kind of feel like they have to shoot. They can't fake with anything else.
Fnatic need to get more rounds on their T side. Crim's dancing around the blind spot. Ooh, Shox. That is no more information for you, sir. Crims gets taken down in the drop eventually by NBK. Was looking for a response to Shox going down. Trying to cancel a split attempt. G2 repositioning on both sides. 2-0-2 set up for G2 with sub 50 on the clock for Fnatic. The way they're lining up, they could be offering some smoke grenades towards the connector door and some other places, maybe the balcony as well. Let's see. Grenades will bounce in, perhaps full of grenades, perhaps around the APC. Apex boosted, but maybe looking away from flashbangs or something. Wasn't positioned as he might have been. And that gives Fnatic an advantage moving into A.
GT not really having any of this. I don't blame them. I do not blame them. A is very hard to retake. And this is really a very much needed round for Fnatic. Able to string one together. String some rounds together.
The 2 kills in this round, Shox and Apex, I don't think either of them really even fired a bullet. I mean, Apex might have shot a couple, but he was mostly dodging flashes and didn't even hit anybody. Shox got spammed on long B and then naded and then picked crossing back from Lecro. Fnatic really had like a low impact round. They didn't have to do that much.
Well, it's now back into a full buy situation for GT. Obviously, they were able to save a bunch of guns, which is really nice. Still 0 kills on Body, and last time we saw Body on this map, he was absolutely tearing people to pieces. Who did they place it? It was Mouse Sports, and on Cobblestone, G2 did lose it, but it was very narrow, as a narrow loss. And again, Body was going absolutely mental, and so was MBK, just smashing everyone. So perhaps this could be the round where we get Body unlocked, Body on the frags. But Shock's the first contact. 3 members just piling into danger, trying to get the kills, and they do so. They have the bomb as well.
All the T's try to flank them though with the few players they have left. The smoke's only just gone down, which means more CTs will reposition. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 on the A sides. The smoke goes down. And there's another one, even deeper. I may have a hole in it. Jumpy's looking for one, but there's not one there that favors him. Kenny brazenly walk in and make life worse. Some tagging through the smoke there, but 2 versus 4. This could still go wrong for G2. JW though, only with CZ, but there we go. He can reload and maybe go back and pick up a weapon. See G2 repositioning. This wall is a blind spot actually. Oh my god! They have gone for the push, and that's allowed the bomb to be rescued. And the bomb can go to either side. There is still time.
Solid catch from JW. JW, rather MBK onto JW. But he has no idea, poor MBK, as to what's really going on. He can only guess. But this is a good way to actually handle it. Gonna hedge his bets that it could be towards A. And if he's coming from this position, that may truly confuse Mr. Lecro. MBK just spots him there. No HE, no incendiary, but he can force the issue. Oh, peeks with the flash. The classic there from Lecro. Beautiful play for the round.
That was so nice. That was so nice. And he wanted to MBK figured he's got more HP so he can flick back. And maybe he knows that Lecro is somewhat hurt, but doesn't want to throw away the round by just spamming, because maybe if he was low, he probably wouldn't even turn away from that flash. But Lecro played that really nicely. That was cool.
G2 lost to 4 versus 2 with the bomb in danger when everyone was on the A side. Absolutely insane. And now Jumpy has been activated again with the MAC-10. Reload in, and he will continue to clear these players out. What a disaster for him. What a disaster. I mean, if they have control of the lower area, like if they have Kenny holding the AWP from up the ramp instead of pushing close to the AWP on his own, if they keep an eye on connector, then they can have a player playing far on A long as opposed to pushing close, but I don't know, who knows. Who knows? It's behind them now. Got to forget about it. It wasn't an ideal situation ultimately. Well, the way it ended at least.
There's also another thing about their setup at long. Oh wow.
Yeah, we'll have to come back to it later because their push is coming in from Fnatic. There is a player long for the G2. NBK not having all the luck in the world at the moment. We're asking a lot of Apex. But it is all Fnatic. They're everywhere at the moment. Jumpy, best man to go down to Shocks in that position. So
I love those fast plays down that underpass.
Now is a good time too.
The one thing that's interesting about G2's style is that they play. One thing I think that defines their style, apart from other teams, is they will take a 2v1, and instead of picking 2 optimal after plant spots, they'll play it aggressively and double peek with a flash or something like that. And that's what they did to JW at long. I think that's one of the rare circumstances where that doesn't actually work, though, where JW actually got both kills with the CZ. But you would think that, I mean, if you looked at their perspectives, they probably should have hit that shot as well. So it's something I actually like about their style. Sometimes you play too optimally and you don't double peek, then there is a way to isolate 2 players, because it's really hard to get a perfect crossfire in Counter-Strike. You usually have really good ones, but it's rare that you're perfectly spaced.
Jumpy taken out early.
He got the information for his team though that there was a stack towards B, and now they respond by running up very quickly in towards A. So this has worked out perfectly there. Jump. Oh, hello. That's a nice return from the plant pot, I think, that it connected to.
Old Dust 2 outside B used to do that as well. You're trying to bounce a flashbang into the site, sometimes it'll just fly behind you. But that Molotov will be inconsequential. Fnatic on a roll now. Look at the money. Elecro's got 16,000.
So where's the Molotov, James, at like the back top of the APC so that it covers all the the sides and the back of the APC?
Where's that Molotov? Hold my asthma pump.
I want to see that whole truck on fire.
Hold my asthma pump.
Because a lot of people play like I mean, that's such an important position once you get past the balcony if you're going to retake. Anyway, NBK has been playing drop, hasn't had much love in that position. Double up onto G2 here, so going back to basics to try to secure the W. It's a forward setup there from Apex on a long as he is so used to doing. And wow, that really looked on to me.
Maybe he was moving. Maybe. This leaves Apex in an interesting spot. He's got a really nice angle for spraying players who are peeking, but he gets traded after one. JW, was that smoke kill? I don't know, but Fnatic was a tight one now. 2 on 2. One player heavily tagged on both sides. Is Lekro brave enough to go for the deeper angle, or is this enough? NBK walking in to his doom. That leaves Shox alone again, but does he feel compelled to go for this? The bomb's only recently gone down. He's got a kit, he's got an AWP, and he's got a kill. Crims versus Shox. Crims repositioning. Shox picks up the AK. Will he be ready for Crims though? Crims of an off angle, crouching around the APC and forcing Shox to look the wrong way. Very well played by Crims.
Fnatic have upped the pace like astoundingly, and they're all on 16k. My god. How many rounds have they won in a row at this point? Die. So they won 7 in a row, so no wonder they're at 16k.
Yeah, they really found a good rhythm, and they've been attacking A lot, and it seems like we're not talking about Jumpy, right? He's not even coming up in conversation. They're doing a really good job of making it seem like they're just themselves right now.
Yes.
And
I told you they'd find a way, James.
Yeah.
Didn't believe me.
I think it's the CT side,
right.
though. The CT side is where it might get a little tricky.
That's true, it's true.
You can't hide them.
That's true.
You can't hide them.
Yeah, so the better they do on their T side, then the less difficult the mountain may be, because it may be a mountain on the CT side, but if they go 10-5, for example, and then win the pistol, then you've got to favour them. You've got to favour them at that point, although we've seen many a force by one between these two teams already. Apex will continue with the auto shotgun. NBK and Shox with UMPs. This is a less than stellar situation, and Apex, oh, that Ray's going to miss the mark. Jumpy delivering some flashbangs, but he can't really capitalize on that because of the Molotov, so that's ill timed. His job is harassment, and he will harass.
You know what we call that in North America, James?
What?
The noob tube.
The noob tube? What, the auto shotgun?
Yeah.
You guys are plebs.
I knew it'd be funny how you said it too, because you guys say like tube, like CH.
The auto shotgun is an outstanding piece of equipment.
And it's very easy to use.
Yeah, do it, abuse it. A lovely entry from Lekro, and a second one. Nothing but headshots, and Fnatic's attention has turned from A to the B bomb plant. Perhaps it's been perfect for them. Kenyes with the French gun, only good for one frag, and there it is. Pump, pump, pump. That's a difficult range to out-duel a player on, but he manages to do it. 11 HP for Apex, so we'll see if he continues. I don't know what gun jump he had, but it won't be collected by Apex. And maybe he'll go to the tower.
You said pump, 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 and then you didn't say Rory workouts.
I didn't.
I'm not disappointed.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Pump, pump, pump.
I'm sorry. I wish someone would go in the toilets here. I know it tells people that you're in there because it says it's engaged, but just go in there anyway. Just do it.
Like, who actually checks if it says it's engaged or not, you know?
I didn't even know that.
See, there you go.
I know that. Of course I know that. It goes from green to red.
It's because you got your mind in the toilet, James.
In the gutter.
Nice.
Actually, the most common place to dive in on the coast of California, Catalina Island, has like 5 portaloos just on the place where you go diving, and it's just the worst. It's the worst existence when you need to go in there. It is the absolute worst. Last round, let's see what G2 could bring into this. One less UMP, maybe some more grenades, but can they find success again? Jumpy with the AWP. So I'm guessing he's going to be holding an angle towards the plateau, perhaps? Or where is he? No, he's over towards A. Jumpy's been let loose.
Shox has been challenging that long B with not the best guns ever. How does JW turn back around and get another kill? Hold default in shambles. Fnatic A site. Oh, JW with the third.
G2 are getting so smashed right now.
Uh-oh.
It's just so funny to watch JW just jump into the smack and start spraying. Look at him.
He's everywhere.
He is everywhere. Knife. Gun. 10-5 for Fnatic. If they can win this pistol, then I don't even know what to say.
It's really weird because yesterday we saw Mousesports have to play out of their goddamn minds to beat G2 because G2 were playing so good. And then today it just feels like, obviously Fnatic are playing pretty good, but it does also feel like G2 are just really struggling to find a groove at all. Like, it really seems like a struggle right now for them.
They might be in their own heads. Like, why did we lose the first map? Why are we losing when they don't have 5?
Yeah. And the fact that Body has only 3 kills, considering, again, like, he's an amazing player. Why is he struggling? He's got as many kills as Jumpy. That's not supposed to be how it goes.
Do you guys think that certain regions are more emotional than other regions?
Yeah. I mean, Swedish people are generally going to be a bit more passive anyway. And I think, French are generally more emotional. I honestly think that's one of the factors in why Swedish players are very good in general. I think they have a very good temperament naturally, culturally, for competition.
When I interviewed Shox, he said, yeah, my team is very emotional.
Yeah.
And then I interviewed Flesha, and he said that when we have a problem in game, we usually don't say anything until the game's over.
Yeah, I like
we
that.
Just are passive aggressive. But yeah, we leave it. We leave it for later.
That's the way to do it. Leave it for after the game. You can never fix anything in the game, really. Like, it's very difficult to fix a lot of things that you may want to fix in the game. So it's like better just to focus on doing the best with what you have. I find.
Should be clear to Fnatic that there is alert going on from Shox towards the bomb site. They still have the angles there, but will they have the players towards the A site? So far they do. Golden with a pistol. Jumpy's coming in as well, but NBK with the Deagle will shut people down. Oh, that's a great third shot, and that may just win them this round. So important for G2 to win this, but JW creeping in. He uses the sound cues. I think you may have heard Shox going towards the balcony position, but his teammate's quite far behind him, Lekro. Good teammate to have in a pistol.
Yeah, this is really winnable for Fnatic. Don't forget that they have a kit. They've got a smoke grenade. JW's picked all that stuff up, so a really good step. Takes the 1v1. Can he allow Lekro to work now? Lekro needs to creep up and do some damage here. JW providing that distraction, making them question that one position. Lekro now is revealing his spot. Great snap there from Lekro. Gets himself the second too. And there's just enough time for the defuse as well. JW has the kit in place, in position, in time, and that's the round for Fnatic.
That was beautiful. And just as you brought it all together, it was JW making distraction, putting on pressure, trying to bait a reaction, and finding out where one player was, and then having the kit too to close it out.
Yeah, this was really nice. That was a beautiful little moment between JW and Lekro.
JW seems so confident right now. He's got like 23 kills, I think, 23 and 9 or something like that. 23 and 9.
Wow.
And I remember this clip from his stream where he was just watching old frag movies about himself and saying, "Old JW is so good, man." That's what I'm picturing right now.
G2 will go for the fourth buy despite planting the bomb. They're not going to wait for a 5-12 scoreline. They are... I mean, 5-12 looks bad, but if you win that buy with the AKs, then you can quickly recover by breaking the CT economy, especially on Cobblestone. But they will not wait, and so far they are successful. 4 bullets for Kenny. He will finish him off, but he's got the MP9 as well. Lekro trying to cut the numbers down, doing a good job of it, but it's Crims alone versus 3. 2 plays the tag. The MP9 may take down the first one, but you see instant repositioning. G2 looking for positioning as opposed to kills. Crims may have to cut his losses, so that's a successful round for G2. The gamble has paid off for them for once. Can they capitalize on it?
This is definitely where you want to have Lekro and JW on either side of the map. Because right now it seems like there might be weak links. They're playing exceptionally well, and you can see how that can carry you through a T side. But when you're on CT and you can't pick which side the terrorists are going to go to, you're going to see a kill discrepancy.
I do wonder if they'll actually... Yeah, let's see how... Oh, well, we need to wait for that buy round, I guess, to see what they sort of deem to be the most sensible setup initially. And it may be that with this lead that they have, they'll say, you know what, okay, let's try Jumpy and Flash's position, and then just kind of see how it goes. Even though maybe, as you say, you know, they should sort of spread out a little bit better between JW and Lekro. But we shall see. We shall see. G2 have to survive the anti-force by Jumpy saving money for an AWP. Taking one for the team.
Nice pick off. Full equipped G2 need to identify what is going on with the rest of these players. Did NBK get a sound cue? I think he might have. Oh, just gets time to fire off a bullet.
That's amazing.
He'll enjoy that. Oh no.
Golden's done it again, hasn't he? He was going around to recollect the rifle that had been dropped by Crims, and he gets himself a deagle.
Oh!
It's
Oh
Lekro.
my god.
You gotta be really careful with this guy. Oh, these blinds. That's what you have to do. You gotta blind him. Oh dear. Jumpy, it goes down as well. He does some good damage. Both players remaining on half health. This could work out for Golden. We've seen his precision. He's got to be so clutch here. He tries to find the perfect engagement. It's 1v1, but Shocks just instantly removes him from the server.
Saw the molly. I think he was trying to stop a side plant behind the tree, maybe.
I wonder if Jumpy will drop like a P250 for someone.
I don't think tree's a safe plant when you have the rock, but I feel like he should have used it to molly behind the statue. That would be the only place that. But there was still 30 seconds left, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, throwing that Molotov can compromise an opportunity. But there we go. Decisions are made. Great damage though by Fnatic. I thought they were going to win it.
Yeah, me too. It looked really good for them.
That second flash on the plateau was so important. The first flash enabled the first kill, but then you've got the guy there with the CZ as well, but he gets flashed on the second flash. So important.
Yeah, you're right. That's how they killed Lekro. I mean, he's not blind. He's gonna kill you with that deagle. There's very few players which I can have as much respect for their deagles as Lekro. Very few players.
But he seems to rise all the time now. Golden's showing us what he's doing with Eagle.
Yeah, Golden's deagle has been pretty consistent. His ability to frag has been fun to see. I was thinking about the question we had earlier on Inferno about, you know, because we said, you know, who would you want to 1v1 out of G2, and I was thinking, okay, how would that apply to the Fnatic squad, and you know, the main Fnatic squad, and I would probably take Golden, and it probably would be a mistake, but it's just because of that familiarity I have with the other players of the team.
I would take Jumpy.
Well, I mean, obviously Jumpy's not in the question, mate.
Unless he has a Mac 10.
But would it be Golden as well? Like if you had the full lineup of Fnatic?
Yeah, jokes aside, I don't know, but we're only talking about it because we're so impressed with how well he's played.
Yeah.
It definitely keeps up, and I think deagle is the truest compliment to good crosshair placement and aim.
Yes, it is. It is. Deagle is important, and so is the Mac 10, as Apex is showing us here. It has a very, very good application. MBK will find JW on the retreat there, and this was supposed to be a buy round for Fnatic. It was a buy round, but a buy round where they made it look like they had nothing.
Yeah, that was a stonker of a round from G2.
What is that word?
I don't even know what that means actually. But you generally, like, it's huge. It was, you know, like a great surprise or something really good. A stonker. That was a stonker. Cool, blimey, son. Gordon Bennett.
Sounds very not macho. Feel the stench.
Let me see if I can find a definition for stonker.
Oof, no save. No save, no money.
Wow, on Google search, the second suggestion is stonker meaning in Hindi. Just
Hindi
curious.
slang.
Maybe that's where it came from.
Okay,
Maybe that's the
stonker,
origin.
something that is very large or impressive of its kind. It's a real stonker of a plan.
It's a cool word.
It is.
It's a stonker of a word.
British informal word. Marvelous. Stonker. That's a stonker of a conker. Very proud of what I just said.
Actually, I couldn't hear you over the spraying, unfortunately. But I'll catch it in the VOD. Where can you find the VODs?
On the internet.
YouTube.com/faces.
There we go.
A very slow one, and G2 are just sort of trying to make sure they don't get caught by any aggression from Fnatic, but Fnatic aren't having any of that. Gordon does have that mag 7. I can only presume he's playing Broken Wall at the moment. Or drop. No, it's okay, he's playing drop then. Oh no, he's over there. He's over there. I can't really see the numbers, I apologize. MBK in the opening, and that's going to set off the action as everybody starts moving into B. So the round will be won by G2, unless Golden does something amazing, or unless G2 experience connection issues simultaneously, which will not be the case. But Golden could get a frag, some cash, and an AK to boot if he is fortunate. That's like the best case here, and that's definitely worth fighting for. And he's going to try to make it happen too. He's trying to go for a PK. He hears the stepping too, so there's definitely value for Golden to try to get in this situation. There it is. That's the value we're talking about. Gets the AK, and he gets out of there. Beautiful. Oh, he's got to be careful. That's that. All right, Golden. Gotta chill out, man. Gotta take that AK, take that kill, and that's your lots. Sometimes players do get. Oh my god. They do the perfect move, and then they just like get overconfident and just sort of just ruin it all, just ruin everything.
Yes. It's the feeling of feeling yourself.
Just like that situation there, just going for the peak. Perhaps he didn't think he had time to survive if he held the corner or jumped out the balcony, but
I think he wanted to bait the drop and then realize that they're going to split up on him, and then if he got the kill, then they wouldn't be able to kill him afterwards. But
yeah.
I think he was worried about someone running up APC.
Yeah. Anyways, looking to be a fast round from Shox at the very least, going really deep on Plateau. Looking for the entry frags here. Oh, that's great control there from Shox. That's what you expect. Crisp as always. And another round completely crushed for Fnatic. They cannot stop the B pushes. They can't stop them. They can't stop Shox.
Old school. Plateau. Send a sentry there. That's how it developed before the stairs were a thing. So maybe we've come to the end of the line for Fnatic on Cobblestone, but the score's only going to be tied up, and they all, well, they already are at maximum loss bonus. So we'll see how they choose to adjust. More grenades, perhaps. Not really opportunity to get the AWPs wearing. I'm sure, though, that G2 will eventually head towards the A sites.
They actually put Jumpy, I think Jumpy's playing drop, right? So that's kind of a difficult spot, but it's funny because G2 are just attacking long, or B through long, and that's been easy enough.
Yeah. And now it's a complete reversal of roles. G2, I think Shox has 16,000 or just shy of it after buying some grenades. Kenny with 16k, just like people had on the first half, but I think this is a lot more favourable for the G2 side, as they're going to close out the game on the T side. This is the buy between the buys for Fnatic. So just try to do what they can that may not be so much. That's fine for this round. Next round is key though, as they are about to lose the lead.
Bomb has been planted. Yeah, it's really, it's hard to really speak of much at this point about the game, because it does feel like it kind of feels like G2 are playing against a non-opponent right now, because they're walking into B or walking into A and winning the round without too much resistance. No, we're not really seeing Fnatic able to compete with the setups from G2 so far. And every time they've had a there's been at least 3 rounds, or I feel like, where they've had a bye, or 2 to 3 rounds where it's just been instantly over because of the explosive entry fragging. And G2 are obviously feeling that they're sort of, I think, overstepping the mark in some spots, you know, making plays just by the notion that they feel very confident and they feel like there is a weakness to be exploited.
I don't know how you feel, but I feel like I'm more comfortable with them going to one side or the other as opposed to long drawn out defaults and
yeah, I agree.
so on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fear that they may head to that and then end up with problems, especially on a round where Fnatic may have an AWP. Lecro is AWPing in this round, which is very curious indeed. JW is going to be playing close to the smoke, so there we go. Jumpy, he's gone too far, and he's been picked off very early indeed. You don't often see those peaks from a CT side, and for good reason. And maybe G2 can demonstrate why now that they've taken him out very early on. Or has he been used as a bait? I wonder.
That was kind of funny. I expected him to play it too safely and then be useless and die or something. Instead, he played it like super aggressively, which you don't often see. Didn't use his smoke, used his Molotov very early.
Look at a flank from JW. He's on his way. There are 3 people just waiting here. Flashbang will give the game away, but he's not ready for the second one. Crims spots body, but gets body.
Golden really in a tough position now. He needs Lecro to get something. That's a beautiful headshot from Lecro. And oh, that's also stunning stuff from Lecro. Just connecting these really difficult shots with the orb. You can't question it. A third one from Lecro. He doesn't stop in this round. And now it's only KennyS alive for the French side to try to somehow remedy this. The bomb is down, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere near these positions. Lecro's just been smashing every player approaching from these stairs. Looking for the feed, almost finding them as KennyS. But he is going to be stuck walking into Golden's angle. Beautiful stuff from Lecro. What a round.
Oh my god. What have we just unleashed? Surely Fnatic expect the same play as before from G2. But I wonder, look at these shots from Lecro, man. Boom. Feeling himself. Well, will it be a fast play for G2 with Kenny on the AWP? Perhaps not. They've only got 2 people going towards the B bomb site, so doesn't seem they're quite yet looking for a repeat of their prior successes. 12-12. Life is pretty tight. More for the Fnatic side though. See Apex there with $11,000, so the pressure will keep coming from G2. So it's Fnatic's economy which hangs in the balance.
Jumpy, just a smoke grenade to work with. Still going to take on the responsibility of spotting. It's going to be a risk. He's going to hear a lot of footsteps as well as a scope. I think they're better off this way.
He's got a good position close to that pillar.
Yeah.
It's not easy to deal with. It's got support from Crims as well. All the G2 players towards the A site, and Fnatic, they don't have the flank they had previously, but they do seem well positioned for this. No noise towards B, maybe what's causing the third person towards A.
Trade from Crims there, sitting on the site. Nice second one, defending the APC. Allowing Golden to get into position around it. Can't be best KennyS though. JW makes his way forwards. 2v3. That crew's in action with the AWP as well, but he comes from the double doors, has to flash over to try to make it safe. And he does so, takes down Kenny S as well, but does he have the read? Do they have the read on Shox' position? There it is, spotted now. And he's going to be a constant threat from the flank, but they must press on towards the side here. They've got to just close down an MBK, and that's going to help massively. Now this forces Shox out of his position. He's got to get an angle on the bomb. He's going to try to make his way forwards. Great spray through the wooden fence, and plenty of time for the defuse. A master stroke again from Fnatic.
They survive with 2 players though. Look at the money after the bye. G2, they just need to win 1 round. But every round Fnatic wins gives them some breathing room if their economy does get shattered to pieces. Fnatic playing, they're pretty much playing for the match every round that they win at the moment because of how many people they survive with. Whereas G2, their money will run out eventually, but it won't be in this round. They came close. Fnatic starting with 3 early in the B bomb site. G2 not picking up the pace, not charging as they were. Wonder if they'll end up regretting it, or if they'll go back to it once the money is a bit low. And they'll just give enough time for Fnatic to forget about those plays. Then they'll bring them back. Clearing out the long A position. Jumpy starting off passive. See the smoke from him. Going to try and buy some time. But now there's only a minute 10 and there's 1 smoke on the CT side and not much else. G2 fail boating on the boost to look over the smoke, making a lot of noise, but there's no one close. Fnatic passive on B, passive on A. Will it pay off for them?
Yeah, they've fallen back, but they've at least burned a minute off the clock, and Jumpy stayed alive, which is really good and important. He's still dedicated to the site. He's got a tight angle on long. It's gonna be hard to give him trouble. So see the smoke cascading over the site. Take a shot, try to fall back again, and now rotates might come out.
Yeah, that's a nice flash, delaying a little bit more, and Golden will offer some extra flashbangs. Jumpy, completely blind, but he's got cover. Kenny can't take him down just yet. Jumpy is completely exposed. So many players. 20 seconds though. The teams are not on the site just yet. They just get the bomb down. They've got to start to worry. Golden gonna Molotov himself off, but maybe Molotov towards the site might have had more mileage. The bomb will go down. 2 AWPs and a 2 versus 4. JW pick up an M4, but he's being flanked. And he will find the angle. Lekro now alone, and it's time to save, I think. So this, I'm sure G2 would have expected this to happen eventually. They would have kept an eye on how many people have been lost each round, so now they can take the lead once again.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You hate to see
the
that.
same thing.
You hate to see that, don't you? That money. Oh dear.
I was just thinking about how hard, like looking at Jumpy playing that, just falling back, playing passively, throwing the smoke. They delayed long enough that he did this job just fine, but it's just so hard. You know, it's just such a hard site to play. It's so hard to play versus these players. And then watching him fall back to the truck, it looks like he pretty much has no chance unless he gets like the first kill on the very first peak. After that, it's way too difficult once they know where he is. And his aim is not as exceptional as everyone else. So he can't bail himself out by hitting something crazy to fall back on. And I'm just looking at that, I'm like, that looks so difficult.
Yeah, it's a tough ask, isn't it?
Just a reminder for those of you who don't know why Jumpy is playing. Flush's internet is dead. Not only his internet, but also his television is also dead. So that's why Jumpy is playing. Flusher has no intertubes. Well, while this pause is in, maybe I can mention some of the questions that we were sent in earlier. Some are relating to the previous match, so I won't bother with those. Let me see. Can you discuss who has the best pickup line? I don't have pickup lines at all. We know Mohan does with his napkin. Dan, do you have pickup lines?
In Italian.
In Italian.
Okay.
Was that a for purpose pickup line that you learned?
I know what they are, but I don't know. Okay, Kenny's microphone is dead, which is why we're paused. Do you want to say what your pickup line is?
Got a PG-13 one.
Well, I go on then.
So, see if I can remember it. Piacere di conoscerti, la tua pelle è come seta, vuoi uscire insieme? There you go.
Oh my god, that sounded amazing. I don't know what,
I know, it sounds good, doesn't it?
what that said.
It means, it's a pleasure to meet you. Your skin is like silk. Will you go out with me?
Wow. Does that work?
Huh?
Does it work?
There's no way that works.
Has it worked?
It's good as a confusion tactic.
The thing
It's
is,
a
the thing is about pickup lines. It's a bit misleading because pickup
Yeah,
lines,
yeah.
pickup lines are, I would say, if you're going to use them, you're going to use them in a place where you need to get a girl talking to you, right? Like in a bar or something where, how do you get past the weird hostility and defensiveness? You say something stupid, which makes them laugh, and then you can just start talking to them, right? So pickup line is almost like an opening line.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
It's like you walk up to the girl at the bar and you go, all these guys in here, they're like chewing bricks.
Not gonna let that one go. Yeah, it's actually yeah. I agree with James. It's funny because obviously it has that. For some reason, it's got a weird connotation where it's like, this is the line. It's gonna get you. It's gonna take you far.
How do you know that their skin is silk? That's kind of creepy.
What's that?
Huh?
Oh, the silk thing. Don't know.
You can have a sheen of silk, a silk sheen.
Yeah.
What is that?
Silky skin. That's a good thing. Means
But how do you know?
if I can just tell, man, I've got
Silky eyes.
Got silky eyes. Yeah. You got silky skin to go, man. Silky eyes. Oh my god. Anyway.
Just want to put my eyes on your skin.
This is really weird, but not as weird as perhaps Fnatic's position, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, they've decided to force buy, and obviously that's because they're in this impossible situation of having no money after being reset, and they are potentially about to lose the map. So, and we can't forget that they won Inferno with this lineup. So, I don't know how or why that happened, but it did. So, even like the worst possible outcome is that they go 1-1 against G2, which would still be fine. It's not a good way to start. And how many rounds have looked exactly like this, even if there's a buy for Fnatic? G2 march through plateau and they decimate the defense with relative ease. Decisive.
Well then, every round now is crucial for Fnatic because the G2 money is out of control. Oh man, they can't even buy this round. Oh, they're going for the force. They're going for the force. They don't think they can do it. More rounds in overtime, maybe not the one for them. They are going for the force. They will use what limited utility they have. G2 will wait them out. Some smoke grenades. Some HE grenades. There's one smoke. Jumpy smoking these doors off.
You would think that Fnatic have got to push something. I mean, if they play 2-3, they're equally weak, except with worse guns. Long B hit was so good last time. Oh, this time it's kind of been stunted. The push is coming through. They went 1 for 1. There's an opportunity here if they're not going to watch the flank.
Well, it looks like they do. That's not a duel that is favorable, unfortunately. 5-7 versus Kenny Yesel. Is this the end of the line? Is this the end of the line?
Oh, is he going to jump off? Bomb has been planted. Kenny almost in T spawn. JW must know he's lurking somewhere. Or does he see the scope? I think he does.
What is?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Oh no. Kenny, where's Kenny gone?
Wait, what the?
Okay. Is it on 2 versus 3? Body and NBK attacked. Crims has little to lose, so if Crims does something early... No, JW's running away.
No kit, man.
Oh, look at all the red. Look at all the red. Body's still going to chase him.
3 HP. Ooh, Body gets 3k in this round. He's or is that 2k? Yeah, it's 2. It's been a struggle for Body in this game. He's not had the best Cobblestone. Yesterday he did, but not today. 15-13 is match point here for G2. Looking to remedy the situation somewhat.
Up on jump. Oh. I was very ready for that.
Oh,
Okay.
they threw it over his head. They've ruined his spawn if he was going to use one. That's the worst thing in the world. Along with when you've got the best spawn to take an early pick and someone throws you the bomb. The T side. One of the more annoying things in the world. Two AWPs on the T side from G2. JW has gone early. Ooh. That's interesting. Well, the double ops will look for more picks. This may be a slow round up.
Yeah, it could very well be. G2 look, I mean, they should take it with a relative degree of caution and considered plays. It only takes running into the Mag 7 in a poor way or the AWP to really ruin everything. Jumpy manages to get the trade frag though. He's got the Mag 7, can't get the fatal connection unfortunately. That leaves things to Crims as the last man standing, the last bastion, the last hope for the Swedish side in this Cobblestone. But again, they got that that Inferno victory somehow, some way. Crims forced to go for it. And he will die. 16-13, G2 eventually closed down the game, but the fashion in which they did so was perhaps way too labored, way too arduous, and they should go and think about it. They should go home and think about it.
Go in their corners and think about it.